Hey guys, I'm coming to you this afternoon. I wanted to do a real quick video on what I packed in my 6-pack bag for my Vegas trip. I'm headed out there for a Muscle Contest Legends to work the Team Edge booth. So if you're out there, come say hi. But anyways, I wanted to go over this because this is kind of how I would prep as I'm not on prep, the kind of things that I would eat and pack because they're a lot easier to travel with. Of course, if I'm on prep, then it's whatever's on my plan. But I wanted to go through this real quick and share it with you guys. So I hope any of this can help you guys. So this is the 6-pack that carries the 6 meals. What I did is I actually have the 6-pack that has this one, and then I have the smaller one that carries less meals. So what I did was I took out the shelves from my smaller one, and I put them in the big one here. I swapped them. What that does is it creates a larger space here in the bottom for me, because I packed down here my eggs. I'm going to be gone for 3 days. So I packed my eggs for breakfast. They're all hard-boiled, and I just left them in the shell for now, just because I'm short on time and I've got to get on the road. But normally I would peel them so I can just grab them and eat them real quick or toss the yolks, whatever. But anyway, yeah, what that does is creates a little bit more space for things that maybe take up a little bit more room than just the Tupperware that fits in the 6-pack. So, or if it were a longer trip, I would take out the whole thing and stick everything in bags in this area. So anyways, that's what I've got there. Hard-boiled eggs are one of my favorite ways to travel with egg whites. I find that if I cook them like scrambled, then they get sweaty, and I definitely don't like that texture. So just hard-boiled is the way to go. And like I said, that's for 3 days of breakfast and snacks. And then I also had some extra room, so I just put Brussels sprouts in a baggie for my veggies. Honestly, I'm not as good about getting vegetables in during off season, so I pack them and it forces me to eat them, but I don't pack a lot. And then obviously I'm headed to Vegas, so I've got about a 4-hour drive ahead of me. So I wanted to pack something sweeter, so I just sliced up some oranges here and stuck them in one of my Tupperwares. If you do this, make sure that you rinse the outside of your orange, as you're going to stack it, so you don't want like the outside of the peel. If you haven't rinsed it, it's going to get on the flesh, and that's not going to be good. So anyways, that's so that I have a really bad sweet tooth, so typically I'm going to stop at a gas station and go to the restroom, and usually my sweet tooth would get to me. So here's my backup plan. It's sugar, but it's a lot better than Red Vines, which is my favorite. Or gummy worms. Anyways, so yeah, that way I'm not snacking on candy on the road trip. I also packed 2 salads for the road. Like I said, it's a 2-hour drive, 4-hour drive. So it's not going to be so long that I need a huge amount of meals. Obviously, I ate my breakfast this morning, and I'll eat one more meal before I leave. So I packed salads. Salads are easy for me to eat cold. So I put just taco meat, a bunch of my favorite salad vegetables. I have beets. I have avocado in here, tomato, corn, a little bit of cottage cheese. This is organic. It's not non-fat. I don't go for non-fat or low-fat, anything like that, as it's higher in chemicals. So I just go for the real deal. And then it's on top of the Power Greens. So it's just a mix of all the really good greens that have vitamins and things in it. So I have 2 of those in here. 1, 2. Okay, so that way I don't run out of food on my drive. Don't stop for a burger or anything, as today is not my cheat day. And then in the top here, I just packed some extras, as I do want to have just in case of emergency stuff. If I am out and just need to grab something, I have some protein bars up here at the top of my silverware. I packed my extra cottage cheese because I love cottage cheese. I've got boiled chicken breast here, just shredded up. Easy grab and go kind of protein. I just packed what I had. So that's what I have there in the top. The top you can actually pack a little bit more because the lid does stretch a little bit. But I didn't do that for this trip. I didn't need to. So here on the sides, I was so excited because this morning I measured out my protein and my oatmeal in these. And I figured something out really cool. So I mark them here on the sides. This is the protein powder. And then here's my oats. And I marked this half a cup, as I usually eat half a cup for breakfast most mornings. On the occasion that I'm feeling a little bit heavier and I want to cut a little bit, then I will cut it down to a third cup or a quarter cup. But most of the time I stick to half a cup, especially in my off season when I'm trying to grow and maintain some muscle. So anyways, I was super excited to find out the tall shakers. These are the NutriShop shakers. I get them at NutriShop Riverside here in Riverside near me. It carries exactly 7 half cups. And the same goes for, now I use a heavy scoop. In other words, I don't top it off or wipe the top of it. So I just scoop it and there's a mound on there. So that's what I do with my protein shakes. I bring protein powder just, again, in case of emergency. If I'm short on time or I'm working the show and I just need to grab something real quick, rather than going through a fast and potentially losing muscle, then at least I have a protein shake here. Of course, all protein shakes, or most, have your carbs and your protein in it. So it's a meal and a shake, and there you go. So, and this one, same thing. It carries exactly 7. So if I were on a 7-day trip, this would work out perfect for my breakfast and then my protein shakes for the day, as I don't have more than one a day, or at least I try not to, as I bloat with protein powders and things. So I keep that limited. And then in my preps, I pretty much only once after a workout, and towards the end, I cut it completely. So that's what I have on this side. There's definitely a lot of space up top here left over after I've put the shakers in there. So you can put baggies of almonds in there, more eggs if you want, anything really that you want to fit on top there. I prefer to keep things in the sides that need less coolness, as the ice packs are here in the sides. So these are going to be exposed a little bit more to the heat if you're in a warmer climate. So on this side here, I've never tried these. I'm going to go ahead and take them, again, in case of emergency. I do not want to end up at a fast food restaurant or anywhere that's going to be higher in just preservatives, protein, or preservatives and salt. I want to be a little bit more in control and know what I'm consuming so that I can make it work better for me. So these, it's really high in sodium. I want to say, there it is, 430. That's really high. But in case of emergency, just drink your water, stay high, keep your gallon of water going during the day, and try and limit it. And then just watch your sodium and all your other meals. So I'm going to try these too. So I have these packed. Again, much better than gas station food, and a lot better than maybe, say, beef jerky or something. They are low calorie though, so if you're using it as a meal, you kind of want to make sure that you get a carb in with that, a higher carb than just the crackers that are in here. And then I got the same thing with the tuna. So this one is chicken. Here's tuna. I have 2 of each of those in there. And then here I had room, so I put my baggie of almonds. I just use roasted low sodium, and it's sea salt. I prefer sea salt as a more natural choice. And then I packed, again, for my sweet tooth, some little applesauce packets. I go cinnamon and unsweetened. So that's what I have in my 6-pack bag to take me through the weekend. I don't think it's going to cover all of my meals for all 3 days, but it will certainly help minimize a lot of the eating out that I would be doing, which is going to really help me as far as having to make smarter choices when I'm out at restaurants and things. So I hope that helps you guys a little bit, understanding how you can pack for a road trip or anything like that. So another thing I'm going to be doing is I always try and do plyos on my way. Every rest stop I'm going to do some kickbacks, some I don't know, step ups, squats, whatever, just to keep my blood flowing, as when you're sitting for that long, you're going to retain water and stuff. So I feel like it just helps me kind of keep the blood flowing and keep my metabolism going on the road trip. So that's it. Again, I hope it helps, and have a good rest of the day. Thanks.